Well, it looks like Cassie testified in court today about the beating video, also how their relationship started, where Diddy basically signed her to his record label, and then on her 21st birthday, right after he signed her, started kissing her in the bathroom. It became a relationship, and after a while, she started doing these freak offs, and she was too scared to say no to Diddy over the freak offs. When he would invite her to hotels, she would get really excited thinking that they were going to talk about music. But then she answered, and then, they asked her like, well, then what was it if it wasn't music? And she said sexual intercourse. So just really pretty much laying out exactly how the relationship started, what led up to this beating video that we've all seen. And she said that was directly after a freak off. And sometimes they would last up to 4 days. So her whole life was just going from freak off and recovering from those. And it was just, of course, an awful life that she had been leading with him, but too afraid to know how to leave the situation.
Yeah, this trial is just, the testimony is going to get worse and worse, and your heart goes out to all the victims in this case.
Yes.
And it is peeling back the curtain on something that people have speculated about and talked about in the blinds and in tabloids for so long. But to hear an actual person involved talk about it, it is, incredibly fascinating. I will also say it will be interesting to see how they react to Cassie, how the defense treats her on the stand, because it appears to me that they are going to have to assassinate her character on the stand in order to, try and make some sort of defense for Diddy, which obviously is an uphill battle for them, but it's just going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy. Good news is, by the way, if you watch us on the radio, listen to us on the radio. If you're watching right now on YouTube, for example, every day at 1:45 Central Time, we do a live update on 3 things you can take away from the day's news about the Diddy trial. And I imagine that'll continue for a while. So just head to mytalk1071.com and you can listen along.
And also, if you are in any way maybe watching this or know someone that needs help, the human trafficking hotline, you can text help to 233-733.
And we'll put that in the show notes.
233-733.
Awesome. All right, let's do some blind items. It is kind of eerie, but I guess we've talked about this, that, blind items usually stem from where there's either a lack of information or just some rumors and innuendo, and not necessarily something that's absolutely happening. Well, that's why we haven't really seen anything from Diddy, because we're hearing all about it during this trial.
We don't need it to be a blind item because
it's out there.
It's a transparent item.
Yes.
So let's roll on and see some other blind items here as we get things started today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's start it off with this one. Again, it seems like weekly now we get a new model coming out saying that they recently have hooked up with this A- list rapper. His higher on the list partner has to know, but she must just be focused on the kids. Again, this seems like it's weekly now when a model comes out saying they recently hooked up with this A- list rapper. His higher on the list partner has to know, she must just be focused on the kids. So we've got an A- list rapper and a higher on the list partner.
You're shaking your head, Dawn. Who do you think it is?
I'm going to guess that this is ASAP Rocky.
That was my guess.
And Rihanna. Okay.
It seems like it's weekly now, but yet another OnlyFans model has come out saying that they have recently hooked up with ASAP Rocky. Keep in mind, we, of course, last week during the Met Gala found out that Rihanna is pregnant once again with another child with ASAP Rocky. According to the blind item, Rihanna must just be more focused on the kids because she almost has to know this is happening, if it indeed is happening.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be something new in the world.
Yeah. You would think that he would be so grateful that he did not go to jail, and said that she supported him during his trial and showed up for him, that any ways like that would be like, or is he just like, I'm living my life, I feel so great and free.
I was going to say, I think, sometimes if you've got a problem, the better you feel, the greater you're attracted to that problem. Right? Like, you're like, I'm good. I don't know. I mean, clearly we don't know for sure, but the blinds Sure, keep talking about it.
Yeah.
The blinds and random OnlyFans models who have taken to social media and said that they've had these experiences.
Okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are they taking any screenshots over to the side or have any hidden cameras?
Well, I'm sure he's not like his account is like ASAP Rocky.
Right.
Let's do another one. You guys got that one nice and easy. Let's maybe make it a little more difficult. We'll find out. This former A-list actor is now trying to snag some PR goodwill by associating himself with this Hollywood darling. The former A-lister knows the trial date is getting closer and the heinous accusations are going to come back to the mainstream. This former A-list actor is now trying to snag some PR goodwill by associating himself with this Hollywood darling. The former A-lister knows the trial date is getting closer and his heinous accusations are going to be coming back to the mainstream.
This is not in some way connected to Blake and Justin, is it?
It is not.
Yeah. Didn't sound like
This
it.
trial is a little sooner than that one, which
Okay.
again, let's remind everyone, Blake and Justin's trial is
We
set
got
for
so many
March of next
trials.
year. Yeah, this is a really good point because I kind of forgot about this one.
Oh, okay. Is this mostly movie actor or a TV actor?
Mostly movie actor, I would say.
Okay.
At
Mostly
least from my experience with
movies.
this individual. I
Okay.
believe mostly movie actor.
a mostly movie actor who the trial, is it like nasties?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is like assault.
Uh-huh.
So an assault trial. Who is this? Clearly our brains have been occupied by the Diddy trial and Blake and Justin.
And there's a few different angles we can go at this because we have two people here. We've got a former A-list actor who is trying to snag some PR goodwill by associating himself with this Hollywood darling. So you can try to
Hollywood
figure out who the
darling.
Hollywood darling is.
You said darling and not actor, actress. So
Was
like
that on
Sabrina
purpose?
Carpenter?
That was not on purpose.
Okay.
This
So-
individual is just somebody
They're
who
hot
would
right
be
now.
classified as a Hollywood darling right now.
Oh, a Hollywood darling. Is she an actress?
She's not a she.
He is an actor. Oh, Glenn Powell?
Nope.
Someone like that, though, who's sort of the moment?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm confused.
The term Hollywood darling is just anybody in Hollywood. That's
So,
kind of like
dude
an
and
it
dude.
person. There's two dudes involved.
Okay,
here.
two
Yes.
dudes.
Two
Okay.
dudes.
This former A-list actor is trying to snag some PR goodwill by associating himself with this Hollywood darling. The former A-lister knows the trial date is getting closer and the heinous accusations are going to be coming back to the mainstream.
This. Who is a Hollywood darling? Not Glenn Powell, not Ryan Gosling. I don't know. Have we talked about this actor recently?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Almost daily.
Almost daily. Dawn.
Right. I'm trying to figure it out.
That's good. 'Cause otherwise,
So we've got that individual, and then we've got a former A-list actor who clearly, based on this trial and some of
A
the
trial. Is it his trial?
yeah,
Okay. I'm confused about who this is that has a trial. An assault trial?
yeah.
Okay.
so
We're
it's
probably
somebody
confused
who's
about it
assault.
because it's been delayed twice.
And the
Oh.
assault trial has been sort of in the background, but it's
Correct.
still there.
Yes.
And he's like, "Hey, look at me and my bestie hanging out doing bro things."
Well, that's kind of the ironic thing, but yes, it's similar to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, this Hollywood darling. Think of maybe the biggest
Yeah,
name in Hollywood
The
right
biggest
now.
name in Hollywood right now is in a movie.
Like 7 of them
He's in 7 movies
in the last year.
in the last year.
Timothy Chalamet?
Oh, yes.
So this former A-list actor is trying to snag some PR goodwill by associating himself with
I haven't
Timothy
seen him.
Chalamet. The former A-lister knows the trial date is getting closer and his heinous accusations. So now let's focus on a former A-list actor who has had heinous accusations.
Army Hammer?
Nope.
It's not. Jonathan Major's
Franco?
done with his trials. Oh, gosh.
And
Is he
they're-
a superhero or a former superhero?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't
Okay.
believe so. He was in a massive franchise, but he was not a superhero.
He was
Okay.
not a superhero, but he was in a massive franchise. But he's got like legal stuff.
Mhm. It's a franchise that continues without him.
Oh, a franchise that continues without him.
One of the highest grossing
Like John
franchises.
Wick?
Nope.
Is it a Star Wars?
Nope.
Is it action?
Yes.
It's not like the Fast and the Furious.
It's not, but there are very fast cars that become furious.
F1? Sorry.
Fast cars that become furious.
Oh, that becomes
Transformers. Oh, it's the
Shia LaBeouf?
There you go.
Oh,
Shia
he's
LaBeouf.
got legal action?
Yeah.
FKA Twigs?
Yep.
Oh, that's never happened?
That's never happened. Let's remind everybody here. This former A-list actor, Shia LaBeouf, is trying to get some good PR because by associating himself with Timothée Chalamet. The former A-lister LaBeouf has got his trial date coming up soon and knows that his heinous accusations are going to be coming to the mainstream. Yes, he still has the trial with FKA Twigs on the way. Let's just remind everybody, for those who don't remember, he was being accused by FKA Twigs of violent strangulation, knowingly infecting her with STDs, and shooting stray dogs with a gun to get into character.
Oh my gosh, he was really off the rails. The things that she talked about were like, this guy is, I just feel for like Mia Goth. I don't know what she's going through. She has a child with him.
In terms of the court of public opinion, he's winning on this one because I don't like... That has just like completely, not that our brains are necessarily a barometer, but kind of, right? Like he has sort of benefited from people forgetting about this, but obviously it will come back to the forefront once that gets underway. When is that expected to happen?
It is set for September of this year.
Mm.
And Mia Goth not only has a child, they're married.
Okay, they're married.
And, yeah.
Well, and the Diddy trial will be over by then. So, and the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni trial will not have begun. So eyes will be focused.
Sounds like the first time this trial was going to happen, they both had scheduling conflicts, so they pushed it. And then the second time they tried to go to mediation and reach a settlement, and that didn't happen. So they pushed it again. Okay. So that is why these accusations first came out in 2020.
Something tells me they'll be trying real hard to make another settlement happen.
Probably.
2020.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, what's the Timothée Chalamet thing?
Oh, so recently, it was so funny. He recently shared an email basically complimenting Timothée Chalamet, saying like how he's at the top of his game. And then he shared an email that the two of them exchanged back in 2023. And basically is like, look, we're besties. We share emails. It was one email that Timothy sent him 2 years ago when he saw him in a play.
People were like, no, get my name out your mouth.
Yeah, the
so
PR people are like, no, thank you. We only want him seen with Kylie.
Yeah, which, by the way, that has stepped up again.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which... You all know this because we told you it 8 months ago, but it's hard launch time for this former A-plus list rapper and her A-list in his field celeb. He knows his current career is just about wrapped up and he's doing everything he can to make the jump to Hollywood. Look for her ex to take this opportunity to remind everybody of the crazy stuff he's actually into.
Oh.
You all knew this because we told you about it 8 months ago, but it's hard launch time for this former A-plus list rapper and her A-list in his field celeb. He knows his current career is just about wrapped and he wants to make the jump to Hollywood. Look for her ex to take this time to remind everybody of the crazy stuff he's really into. So we got 3 people involved here.
Okay, I thought I know where we were going with this, and now I have absolutely no idea.
Where'd you think
we're talking
we were
about
going?
because it sounded like you were connecting Timothy and Kylie.
I was. But
Okay,
they're not one of the 3 people, though.
Where it's in the family?
Where do we most recently see Timothy and Kylie?
At a basketball game. So this is a basketball player.
Nope.
Oh.
Football?
Yes.
Okay.
Former A-plus list rapper.
Former A-plus list rapper.
And her A-list in his field celeb. That's the football player.
Okay.
So a rapper who's dating a football player.
They were seen in the exact same place that we saw Kylie and Timothy last night.
Okay, now
because they chose a hard launch at the same location.
Okay.
And this former A-plus list rapper has an ex who might take this time to remind everybody of what that football player might actually be into.
Oh.
And again, we've had discussions about all of these individuals.
It's not like an Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
It's not.
I don't think you, Bradley, should be focusing on the athlete.
Okay.
We've talked
That's
about
always
him,
a
but
good-
I don't think
that's
you are
always a
going to
good
get him.
guess. Because I don't focus.
But I do think you want to get this guy's name in your mouth because we saw him at the Met Gala. We see him at a lot of big events. He wants to go into to Hollywood now that his current career is probably going to be wrapped up the next couple of years.
So the A-list rapper.
Former A-plus list rapper. Not many people are ever referred to as A-plus list.
A-plus list.
Former A-plus list rapper.
And we know that they're connected to each other?
Uh-huh. Because we
Okay.
told you about it 8 months ago.
8 months ago.
Well, no, I'm saying the blind. We've been talking about it for 8 months. Blinds and most people are just catching up now. That's why stick with us, folks.
Yeah, until we can't remember.
Let me just remind you, this A-plus list rapper 8 months ago was pregnant.
Cardi B?
Cardi B.
And a football player.
Cardi B and a football player, and her ex, Offset,
There
is
you
trying
go.
to remind people.
Those are all the parts I knew you were going to get.
Okay.
We might have to be reminded because it's only been a few times we've talked about
Okay.
Stefan Diggs.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But last night, they hard launched that relationship that we told you started at least 8 months ago. You remember when she was 8 months pregnant and they were hooking up.
Yes.
Yep.
So according to the blind items, though, it's time to hard launch. Yeah. It's time to hard launch Cardi B and Stefan Diggs. They were seen at the same place as Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner last night, which, of course, is the New York Knicks game. He knows his current career, that being Stefan Diggs, is almost over. Look for Offset to remind everybody of the crazy stuff he's really into.
Okay.
What's that? What's the crazy stuff?
That Stefan Diggs is into?
It sounds like Stefan Diggs is into pretty much anything and everything.
Oh.
Including the fact that he's been accused of some not awesome stuff with the dude, and that's been reminded to us by Offset the last time these two were seen out and about. We also, there's a hooking up with a plus.
Well, there's a
list for
lot
when
of
she's
back
8
and forth
months
between
pregnant.
Cardi B and Offset in terms of
Oh yeah,
beef.
Beef?
I don't mean
Where's the
actual beef. I mean a lot of allegations. Okay, well, are we calling them Biggs? Are we calling them Kefan? Staffardi?
Sephardi.
Yeah, Sephardi. It's
Sephardi.
definitely it. Sephardi.
Staffardi party.
Sephardi B.
Staffardi B.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
Sephardi, I think, is.
I mean,
Is
it
where we
kind of
gotta
just
go.
rolls
Yeah.
off the tongue.
So let me just say, I would not be surprised if this was definitely his, attempt to jump into the world of relationships to try to raise the stock. Like I said, he's a guy who likes to go to the Met Gala. He likes to go to all of the traditional, celebrity Hollywood type vibe places. And he also is at the very end of his career.
Okay.
I will remind you, he was a former Minnesota Viking. And when all of the Vikings were asked who is the one individual you would not want your sister to date,
Yes.
they said Stefan Diggs so quickly
Yeah.
that it was comical.
Oh, boy.
And now we're, maybe hearing why. I don't know.
Well, the blinds will keep talking about
They
it. But good
certainly
luck to
will.
them.
Yeah.
Good luck to them. I wonder if it'll turn into a true man's.
Maybe. Let's see if you guys can get this one as we're rolling through the blind items today. Again, be sure to like and subscribe and get all these juicy bits of gossip with the names left
Can
out.
I also just put in a plug quick? We
Yeah.
are getting so close to 4,000. So
look at us go.
now would be a great time for you to subscribe, like Mike just said, because, oh my God, 4,000. Can you believe it?
Yes.
Please do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let's roll on to this next one. This illiterate actress from a streaming hit who will soon be joining the Marvel Universe is getting the cold shoulder from some of her castmates who felt like they should have also received a recent nomination. This illiterate actress from a streaming hit who will soon join the Marvel Universe is getting the cold shoulder from some of her castmates who felt that they should have received the nomination as well.
Is this a Sydney Sweeney?
It is not.
Not.
Okay, so she's joining a Marvel thing.
Correct.
But her current thing is what she got nominated for.
Yep.
And her co-stars are like, should have been me.
Correct. Think of where we recently had nominations for. What we recently had nominations for.
BAFTAs?
Nope.
We would have had nominations for what the heck? Cannes, France.
Nope.
Is it for acting or is it music?
We've
Right,
had
not a
acting
soundtrack.
nominations. I feel like this is not the time.
A week ago, we had acting nominations, just
We
not the
did?
type you're thinking of.
Oh,
Because we talked about it quite a bit last week when we got all the nominations for the...
Poopies.
They're great.
Oh, the cereal awards.
Oh my
Commercial
gosh.
awards.
Who says...
Tony's. Oh, obviously.
Oh,
God.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start again.
Jeez, can we just start the whole show over? That
No,
was
we're
pathetic.
good. We're doing
You're
good.
doing great.
Don't worry.
This illiterate, for those wondering
Right.
again,
Never
illiterate.
touch me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
First name, last name, start with the same letter. This
Okay.
illiterate actress from a streaming hit, who will also soon join the Marvel Universe, is getting the cold shoulder from some of her castmates who felt like they also should have received Tony nominations. So we are talking about somebody from a hit streaming show who is now on Broadway.
Carrie Coon.
Nope.
That's a great guess.
That's a really good guess.
But her fellow
Actually,
stage,
she was in the MCU already. It's kind of
her
crazy.
fellow stage people think they should have been nominated as well.
You're right.
So Amy Adams.
Nope.
Who else was? I just can't. Since I don't.
Was the streamer,
I think you're best focusing on the streaming show.
the streaming show, is there a current season active right now?
Not active right now, but the final season is on the way.
Oh, the final
Squid
season.
Game.
Stop.
Right channel.
Oh, it's Netflix.
Right streamer, I should say.
Okay, so it's a Netflix show that's waiting for another season. Oh, Stranger Things. What's her name?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Illiterate.
Oh yeah, illiterate.
Millie Bobby Brown. Illiterate, which, by the way, if you're just joining us for the very first time, just means that their first name and last name start with the same letter or sound. Okay.
Oh
Who's
boy.
the next biggest female star from Stranger Things?
Yes.
Sadie Sink.
There you go.
Good job, Dawn.
I don't think you guys are going to come up with the Tony Award or Tony nominated show. John Proctor is the villain, but that is the act. That is the play that she's in.
Okay.
And according to the blind items, Sadie Sink is who, by the way, is going to be joining the next Spider-Man movie. We don't know exactly how or what she'll be involved with. Is getting the cold shoulder from some of her castmates who think they also should have been nominated for Tonys.
Well, I mean,
It's going to happen.
I would imagine that's a pretty common behavior, because if you're in something that's getting nominated, why shouldn't you be nominated? Unless you're trash. But I don't want to cast aspersions.
Unless you're trash.
But hopefully you know whether or not you are.
At the
Most people that are trash don't know.
That's the problem. All the wrong people think they're good,
at the age of 20,
including us.
Oh, don't.
at the age of 23, she is the second youngest woman to be nominated for a Tony.
Oh, good luck to her.
Wow. Okay.
Let's do another blind item here. Speaking of those particular awards, the wife of this permanent A-list actor who sometimes directs is hooking up with a guy her own age. Speaking of those awards, the wife of this permanent A-list actor who sometimes directs is hooking up with a guy her own age.
She's hooking up with a guy her own age. And this is somebody on Broadway.
Permanent A-list actor who sometimes directs.
With
a younger wife.
Okay, so the actor is the male. The wife is the female who's hooking up. Got it. He's on Broadway.
He is a permanent A-list.
George Clooney and Amal. Clooney?
you go.
Come on.
According to the blind items, they continue to send smoke this direction. I have no idea if it's real, but we always just seem to hear about it. Speaking of nominees for that award, he's, of course, up for a Tony, but Amal is apparently hooking up with a guy her own age.
Good for her.
Well, don't say that.
What?
Well, I mean, she's married to George Clooney.
Oh yeah, no, and
busy.
nobody ever in the history
Good
of
for her.
anything has cheated on their spouse.
I know.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
good for her. I mean,
think this
you
is
don't know. They
kinda
might have an
silly.
open relationship.
Oh,
Sounds like from the blinds.
Like,
they might.
I love how you live in the blinds every day of your life, and yet somehow with those two, it's true love. Dear listeners, the good news is on this show, it's true love, at least with the three of us, because we love you, which is why we come to you
Aw.
every day on the radio. It's true, Mike.
That's nice.
We're on MyTalk, but we also, are you making faces over there, Dawn? Are
no.
wherever you get your podcasts. And you can watch all of this happen visually. And there is Smell-O-Vision too on Wednesdays and Fridays. It's called
Blinded by the item.
Bye.
Blinded by the item.